Chapter 13, Operation Starving Artists. I open my front door, whoosh, and Birch is standing there, one hand in the air, preparing to knock. "What are you doing?" I scream. "You scared me." "Oh, sorry," he says. As if Birch could be any more predictable, not only is he at my front door, again, but he's also wearing tartan. Red and black tartan shirt, tan shorts and socks with blue and green checks. It makes me glad I always wear charcoal gray. At least I'll never have to worry about clashing patterns with this guy. "Where are you going?" he asks. "Nowhere. Can I come?" "Any progress on working out what to do with these?" I ask, gesturing to my hood. Birch shakes his head. "Not yet." "Then no," I say. His neck shrinks a little into his crumpled tartan collar when I say it, though, so I change my mind. "Fine, you can come if you promise not to ask any questions." "You mean it's a secret mission?" "Yeah." "Cool," says Birch. I've been working up the courage to visit Adam's workplace for days because, to be honest, this is kind of my last hope. And I've preferred to hang on to a little hope. Hope that my brother will return and, not only that, have the perfect solution to free me from the bees. But even if he's not at Starving Artist Movers, maybe I can at least gather some intelligence as to his whereabouts. Birch and I walk away from Sunrise Boulevard, down a side street and over the big hill where Mildred lives. We make our way to the other main road in the neighborhood, which leads to a more industrial area. "Starving Artists Movers," says Birch when we arrive. "That's clever." "Okay," I say. "You're the lookout." He salutes. "What exactly am I looking for?" "Anything that seems like a clue," I say, searching for a way to keep Birch busy, and in the dark about my brother, while I go inside the main office. "A clue to what?" "Anything," I repeat. But then I realize that if I'm really lucky and Adam is here, Birch's lookout position might be useful. "Also, look for any 18-year-old humans. Please remember where they're going if you see any." Birch nods. "Got it." "See you soon," I say. Halfway to the office, I slow, suddenly worried about just barging in there, about what I may or may not find. I pause and adjust my hood. I can feel the bees like a force field, their energy and movement and tiny wind. I look back and Birch gives me a thumbs-up sign. His small gesture gives me the confidence to press on. When I walk inside, the office is cramped and messy and smells like engine oil and plastic. There's a TV blaring in the corner. A surfing reality show is playing. A man behind the counter glances up as I enter. He has a substantial beard and wears clunky metal rings on both thumbs, all of which makes him that much more intimidating to approach. "What do you want, kid?" I take his use of kid as a bad sign, but I answer anyway. "I'm looking for Adam." He doesn't reply. Maybe he can't hear me. "Adam Flostrop? He works here?" I try again. "Used to work here. He left. Never liked him anyway." "Do you know where he went after he left?" The man taps one of his big rings on the counter in front of him. Who knows with these artists? They're completely unreliable. They're late, they walk out, their heads are in the clouds half the time. Despite the name of the company, this guy really seems to dislike artists. So Adam didn't mention anything about his future plans then? "We weren't friends. He was just one of the movers. Now run along, kid," he says, turning back to the TV. That's that. Conversation over. When I return to Birch, he looks like he's about to burst. "I saw a human who looked about 18, he whisper shouts. "Really? Where?" I don't imagine it's Adam, given that the guy inside just told me he walked out, but a tiny part of me flickers with hope. Birch puts his finger to his lips and motions for me to follow him. We tiptoe around the back to the car park and spot a middle-aged man with salt and pepper hair by a bin looking at his phone. "Do you even know what an 18-year-old looks like?" I ask Birch. "Not him," he says. "Our suspect probably went through that back door. Just wait, you'll see." We stand on the pavement in front of the car park, trying not to draw attention to ourselves. Sweat trickles down my forehead from the heat of wearing a hood and beehive in this weather. "Hey, Zinnia?" says Birch while we wait. "Uh-huh." "Remember how I told you I'm here to keep Uncle Lou company this summer because he's lonely?" "Uh-huh." "Well, that's not the real reason I'm here," Birch confesses. "Ever since you trusted me with your secret, I've been meaning to tell you." Oh no. I freeze. I don't need this right now. I don't need Birch revealing something, trying to bond, when I'm keeping something, everything from him. I've already shown him the bees. Isn't that enough? "You're really here to study the flora and fauna of Southern California on behalf of Redwood City Middle School," I say as a distraction. "Look, there's one of those green flying beetles for your research right now." "Cool. But no." Birch will not be swayed from this topic. He takes a big breath. I'm trying to make the soccer team this autumn because I haven't been able to before. What does that have to do with staying at Lou's? My parents thought Lou could help. Wait a minute, does Lou play soccer? I ask. I've never seen Lou holding any soccer balls or wearing cleats or anything. No, Lou doesn't like team sports, but he's an ergonomic coach, so he helps with spinal alignment and fitness and all that. Your spinal alignment is why you haven't made the soccer team? No, it's that, well, I'm really uncoordinated. Birch says this like it's a terrible, shameful thing to admit. Did your parents say that? No, he says, shaking his head. The soccer coach said you were uncoordinated? No one said it. No one had to. It's obvious. Watch this, he says. Birch picks up a drinks can lying near us on the ground and places it upright. Then he takes a few steps back and sprints towards it. But when he attempts to kick it mid-sprint, he trips. His shoe doesn't make contact. The can sits motionless on the pavement. He turns to look at me. See? I've tried out twice and haven't made the team. I want to play soccer and I want to be a part of things. My only real friends back home are my birdwatching club, and they don't go to my school. He pauses before adding, actually, they're all adults. I don't really have any friends at school. Oh, I say. The more Birch divulges about himself, the more I feel the uncomfortable prickliness of my guilt. Adam and Mildred have been my only friends since NML excommunicated me, but I haven't told him that. I haven't even told him the reason for this whole mission or what we're doing here in this park or who we're looking for. Soccer is my chance for things to be different at school this year. Good luck, I tell him. I hope you make the team this time. I mean it. I really do. I've been so busy with Birch's confession that I almost didn't miss an 18-year-old has emerged from the building. But even though I can only see the back of whoever it is, I can tell by the ponytail that it's not Adam. The girl taps the guy with the salt and pepper hair on the shoulder, and he joins her at the moving truck. He rolls up the rear door, and the ponytail girl loads some big green quilts into the back. It looks like she's cut her t-shirt with scissors all around the collar in some sad attempt to make that starving artist mover shirt somewhat fashionable. One shoulder slips off while she's working, revealing a flock of gray and black birds tattooed on her skin. They fly up her neck and disappear behind her ear. The girl finishes loading the moving pads, rolls down the door, and climbs into the truck. The guy gets in on the passenger side. Feeling my opportunity slipping away, I head towards them. I try to calm my nerves by counting the letters in one of the words on the company logo. Starving. 8. But before I can get close enough, the engine starts and the truck pulls out of the car park. I wave my arms around, hoping they'll see me in the rearview mirror, but they don't. Or they don't care. The truck turns down a side street and drives away. So what was all that about? Asks Birch. Nothing. Are you training to be an apprentice mover? No. Do you think they're smuggling something illegal in those trucks? No. Are you curious to see if any coyotes ever visit that bin for food? Because I am. I shake my head. No. I say it in a way that I hope sounds final. It must, because Birch stops asking questions. We proceed down Sunrise Boulevard toward the apartment. I feel like crumbling. My disappointment adds to the already heavy burden of the bees, to the point that each step is a struggle. I think I finally have to admit to myself that I'm not going to magically find Adam in my neighborhood, that I probably won't find him at all. Birch breaks the silence. Thanks for listening earlier, he says. I wanted to tell you about my soccer team as soon as I had a chance. I don't want to keep any secrets from someone who's my friend. At the word friend, a mockingbird squawks loudly. Birch, ever the bird watcher, looks up. I stare straight ahead. Birch said we're friends and that friends don't keep secrets, but he must know that I'm keeping one right now. He must accept that I'm keeping stuff from him, the way he seems to accept everything, the way he accepts me. But I'm not ready to talk about Adam. Not with anyone, especially someone I've only just met. I keep my eyes straight ahead and don't respond. Somehow, without even saying a word, I feel as naked as Ronnie the rattlesnake.